So I'm recording. I think I have to do some tweaking. The speaker is supposed to go to headphones. Let me see. Speaker. Let me see whether it's, I'm gonna check my YouTube. I want to check the sound, whether I can hear you guys.
When great musicians look at a chord progression, the modulation between keys is crystal clear. And following the changes.
Okay, so
The plane flying out of LAX.
all right, so it means I can hear you guys, right? And you guys too can hear me. That's fine. All right, so the last time we spoke generally about what we expect the project to be like, okay? And so today I would walk you through what the, how do I put it? In terms of the abstract and then the literature review. The abstract is entirely about the summary of work that has been achieved over the period. So we usually get the abstract at the end of the project. Okay, so that I think I have hammered it the last time. Now, this time I want you to look at the literature review. This is where your work will be tested to see whether it stands the test of time, whether you rigorously went about the learning from other materials. You being, a novice in research, it's expected that you stand on the shoulders of giants. In other words, you should be able to stand on so many articles that points to your project. Okay, so that is why we call it a literature review. You would have reviewed other literature to arrive at where you are. Literature is informing you as to the problems. So you realize that most of you, when you came for the defense, you said things like, and we thought it is good since we have seen that somebody doesn't have a leg. We have seen it makes sense to use an app to help the person walk very well. And no, the whole thing is that the problem that you have identified and you want to solve is hinged on literature. So you should have read a lot of articles concerning that particular problem for you to zoom in and say that this is the reason why we are doing our work. According to Victor Bedao and Sir Bale's article on intrusion detection systems, he raised certain questions about false positives coming up in maybe in a network, or having rogue routers distributing DHCP IP addresses, which sometimes are not legit. And so based on that, you would want to develop an application uh, that will tone down the false positives in the system. So you see that you are getting your problem based on literature. So that should be it. Anytime you are asked, oh, so how do you arrive at this problem? Or what problem do you intend to solve? It must be based on literature. I get it. So once we have established that, then I would like us to look at this. I have some papers here. Okay, so I'll just randomly pick one of the papers, all right? I have not chosen them according to any preferred way. I just chose them because I think my PhD work actually is on uh, multimodal medical images. So you realize that I have quite a lot of articles on multimodal images. You see them? So many of them. So I'll just pick one or two of them, at least for us to see how best we can identify a good research paper from a bad research paper. So by that, you'll be arriving at a safe conclusion. So let's open up my Zotero. I told you from the beginning that one of the best reference managers is the Zotero, or you can use endpoints. You can as well use what do you call it? It's a popular one. When it comes to mind, I'll tell you. So it is just like the Zotero. All right. So I will just create a new collection and term it. Maybe I'm doing intrusion detection and prevention system. So that is that. So I save it there. Now, this becomes the library. So I would collect this data. All right, let me just pick, let me pick this. Let me see, combine metro edge. Did I pick? Let me pick the ones that have some meaning to them. Okay, let me pick this one too. Novel fusion. Okay, multimodal is here. See, medical image fusion. Okay, image fusion. I have multimodal medical. Okay. Okay, so two-stage multimodal medical. So let me pick this one too as well. All right. So with this, I'm gonna bring this here. So with this, I'll just drag this into the Zotero platform. You see how I did it? I just dragged it. So you should have downloaded your articles. All right. Download your articles. Then you will see that once you are putting them in, it will be detecting certain things about Zotero, or detecting certain things about the application or the articles you are trying to put in your library. Okay, so what it's doing is it is fetching metadata. You know what metadata is? It is information about the authors of the paper that you are trying to review. Okay, so it's fetching them to take few seconds to finish. And sometimes too, it is not able to get those articles because maybe those articles have been taken off the shelf, and it's possible. Sometimes articles, people publish a lot of articles that are not well grounded. When I say grounded, meaning that they must have used some hogwash rules to publish them. But later on, when the journal detects that, oh no, this article lacks credibility, they quickly take it off the shelf so as to save their face. So you can see that all this is done. It means that it has been able to pull the articles. And you can see right on here, uh, Alzheimer's, the Alzheimer's disease multi-class has quickly been, you see the title, you see the authors, okay? So you can see a number of authors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right? So, and the publication has been published in the Information Fusion, that's a journal article. So when you click on this, this also pulls almost the same title, has a title, a new approach of multimodal medical image. So this already gives us information. Now, when you scroll down, I last time spoke about a DOI. This is the document object identifier. So you see, now modern articles, when they are credible, would give you this DOI, and this DOI is what will enable you be able to retrieve the data. Okay, so when somebody sees your article and you have tabled all this in it, and they want to cross-check, it's easy. They just take the link and go online and check it out. Okay, it's no longer like those days that somebody will just do some hogwash and put it up and then be collecting funds, you know. But now people can always cross-check and know what you have done, right? So this is exactly that. So we can click here and you see the PDF portion of it. All right, then you click on it, then it opens up for you. Then you can do your review. All right, so let's take this for instance. So let me also open up this. I will share with you. I will share this with you, this article with you. It is so this is a template. All right, so the article review template. I will open it up. Now, this is it. This is it. This is how it looks. So with this, it gives you the opportunity to put the title of the article in here. So all I just do is to go into the article that I have just opened. So in brief, we have the article, title of the article. Now we'll have the abstract. When we say abstract, abstract simply means that we want to understand what the paper is about. So I told you that the abstract gives a gist or a summary or relevant stuff that you need to know about the paper before you even go into it. In movies, they call it blurb, a blurb. A blurb simply means that something catchy that would invite you to even want to watch more of the movie. So that is what this abstract is all about. So you understand that you cannot just get an abstract when you are not done with your research or with your project. Okay, so that is what it is. Now, the other highlight will be the research question. So when we say research question, what are we talking about? We are saying the problem that have been solved. So when we say a question, it is based on the research question that the project comes about. So meaning that without a question, there is no project, there is no research. You get it? So a research typically is like trying to find answers to questions. Okay, just like when we say come and do exams. Exams will say the questions for you. Then you give what you provide answers to them. That's not it. That's why we say, oh, you have passed the exams. But in this part of it, you yourself, you the student, you will now, because that is what academia is about, teaching you to set questions, teaching you to ask questions. So you will ask this relevant question, and want to give solution to that same question you have asked. So here we are saying that be the student and be the lecturer at the same time. You have the opportunity to ask your questions and then give solutions to them. So at the end of the day, when you are able to do this in the very just manner and standard manner, now we confer on you the certificate. We confer on you that, yes, you have now arrived. You are now, what do you call it if you are doing HND? You are now a middle line manager. If you are doing BTech, you are now a manager. So you can be a manager. I got a frontline manager. You can be a branch manager. You can do whatever. So you can stand on your toes now and ask questions and give solutions to them. Are we okay? So that is what it is when we talk about research questions. Now we have the research methodology. We're trying to see how the problem was solved. So we want to find out from the article that how did they solve the problem that they said they had? What known technologies did they understand? Did they carry out? Are you getting it? So that is it. Or maybe they themselves crafted their own methodology and went about it. Then we will look at the research findings. When we say research findings, we're trying to say, what is the level of achievement? What was the result of the research that was carried out? What was the result of the project you said you wanted to do? You said you want to do an e-commerce website where you can have local products on board. Now, at the end of the day, was your solution able to provide this local content for people, for Africans, for people in the whole municipality, or was it able to do that? I guess, were you able to achieve what you said you wanted to do? So that is the end result. Then finally, you have to give us the research gaps. So that is in terms of review. The review simply means that you are looking at the article, wanting to find out loopholes. The people said they would develop an application so as to be able to do what? So as to be able to do a particular project, be able to pay using Momo. Now, after you review the work, was it able to make the Momo payment? Was he able to implement any pay stack? Was he able to implement what it said it would do? So if maybe the objective, it was able to do one objective and then left out the two objectives, you should be able to state in it that based on this, the research gap is that they failed to achieve what they said they wanted to do in objective 2 and objective 3 based on your research. So what you are doing is you are giving an academic point of view. I get it. So anybody who picks up your work, when they read the article, when they read the literature review, they are able to get certain salient points about certain articles that they have not even read. But by looking at your work, they are able to get a gist about what that article was all about. So you would have done what? You would have provided information. Are you getting it? And then that would also bring about, when you want to sometimes look at the gaps, you look at articles that have conclusions and have future works. So when the person brings a future work, the future work could be that maybe they said in the objective that they wanted to do this, accomplish this, but they failed to do it. So, but time is money. They've been able to spend some money to carry out one phase of the project. So the other phase, they can put it to future work that in future, when we get more sponsorship, we'll be able to do the version 2 where we can update our system with so and so. So you see that if you go and look at it, you can identify it as a problem. Sorry, I think I have to charge my machine. Okay, it's charging now. Okay. All right, so with the research gap, there you will look at it as maybe some of the future works that people said they wanted to do. The future works usually are places where they are not able to touch on, they are not able to do. And so they put it to the future so that in future, when they get the opportunity, they can do it. So you, by studying their article, you can hinge on their future work and say, okay, since it's the future, you can pick it as one of the problems. You can pick it as one of the gaps because they were not able to achieve it. So you can take it as a gap. And the gap, you will now set it as one of your research questions and you want to solve it. So you see how continuity articles are. Article doesn't mean that at the end of the day, it should be perfect. No, there will be some loopholes. These are what we call the research gaps. Are you getting it? So basically, that is what it is. So when we pick an article, we want to be able, so considering this article, a new approach of multimodal medical image fusion using intuinistic fuzzy set. Okay, this one is English, plenty English, but at the end of the day, what I'm just trying to say is that they are trying to look at a new approach of doing image fusion. So when we say multimodal simply means that you can have an MRI image, you can have X-ray. There are two different file formats. You can even have audio. You can have ECG, the heartbeat. You can have a lot of things coming together to form one article or one image. I get it. So